What a run-in it's been for PSG and Bayern Munich. The two sides set to square off Sunday in Lisbon, the Champions League final. PSG looking for their first European crown. Bayern seeking their sixth. For more, we welcome in Craig Burley, Frank Leboeuf, Alejandro Moreno still with us. Craig, all week we've been talking about goals galore is what we expect in the Champions League final between these two teams. But is there any explanation you can see for how we might get a closed final?
A closed final?
Yeah. Un final cerrado, as they would say in Spanish. A tight affair. You like that, Frank?
I don't want to break
final serré in French.
I don't want to break the bad news to you, Sebi, but there's going to have to be a goal in this game because somebody has to win it. It's a final. So at some point the ball will hit the back of the net. I just don't know when, whether it's going to be penalties or whatever, but I don't think so. I mean, it could well go all the way to extra time and penalties. But I think if it does, it won't be a 0-0 all the way to the end. So I don't think with the calibre of player that's going to be on show and with the dodgy defences at either end, I really can't see it. And listen, neither team set up to try and defend. There's not going to be too much caution about this game, I wouldn't imagine. So I think it's unlikely for anybody going down the bookies to try and put on a 0-0. I would say don't bother.
You talk about all that talent. We've also talked a lot on this show, and I think everywhere, about Bayern Munich's decision to play the high line. Frank, I'll start with you. I asked all the guys on yesterday's show, why not just scrap the high line for this game? You know what PSG is going to do. You know what they're going to be good at. And yet everyone said, no, Bayern Munich has to stick with what they do. What am I missing?
I don't know. Maybe the complete understanding of football. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Bang.
He's got it. He got it right.
I'm sorry,
Frank,
Sebi, to be so harsh on you.
Frank, he just tees himself up so beautifully, doesn't he, Sebi?
That's why I'm wearing the jacket for you, Greg.
Exactly. Now, I already say as well after the semi-final that the team who would change his tactic will lose the game. It's kind of a chess game, but they don't know to play otherwise. I don't think it's if Paris wait for Bayern Munich to come over and counterattack, they're not going to win the game. And the same thing is going to happen for Bayern Munich. They know how to control the game, to go quick vertically and to play their game. I don't think they know how to just wait for Paris Saint-Germain to make a mistake and kill them after that. So it's very simple final, and it's why you had a question for Craig. I think we will see many goals because especially Bayern Munich defense is not as good as we can expect, but we can expect many goals because the two attacks are absolutely fantastic, and they're going to play their own game, and their own game is to attack, to control the game. So I don't know who's going to be the winner, but it's going to be definitely very interesting.
Ale, coming to you for some support in this feels like a bad idea, but stubborn or smart for Hansi Flick to stick with what he's doing when all the analysis I've gotten on this show is PSG is going to go over the top and this high line for Bayern is going to struggle.
Wait a minute, Seth. You're coming to me for support? Is this what you're doing? Is this how desperate you are? No, Seth. I'm not the guy to turn to for support. What I would tell you is that it's too late in this competition and far too advanced in this competition for either one of these teams to say, you know what we're going to try here? We're going to do something different than what we've done over the course of the whole season. So everything that got us to this point, we're going to say, no, we're going to change that. It's not in the personality of either one of these teams to sit back and speculate with the result and speculate with possession and just defend and be solid behind the ball. Because both of these teams, they like to have the ball. They like to be the one that is open and the aggressor and the one that is going to take chances going forward. So something's got to give because both teams cannot have the ball at the same time. But I think what's going to happen in this final is that they're going to take turns. At some point, it's going to be Bayern, the one that is carrying the possession, and some other point is going to be PSG, the one that is going to be on the attack. Whoever is able to take advantage of those moments of dominance is the team that is going to end up winning this match. But you don't change the personality of your team based upon the opposition because you have to trust that your best level is going to be good enough to get you over the top. That's why you lean on players like Neymar, you lean on players like Mbappe for PSG, and that's why you lean on players like Lewandowski and Müller and Gnabry if you are Bayern Munich. You have to trust your level, and you have to try your very best, and know that your very best is good enough to win this competition.
All right, enough picking on me for a moment. We do have a combined 11. It is, after all, a Champions League final. Frank Leboeuf got the homework assignment this week to come up with the 11. Let's take a look at it, Frank. It's pretty solid, two very good teams. Not too much to pick on, though I will note, no David Alaba in this. You did find a spot for Lucas Hernandez, a Frenchman, in the central defense. And you also went Hansi Flick over Thomas Tuchel for your manager. What were the toughest choices for you there?
Well, I picked Hernandez because Alaba is not a real centre-back, and I think when you see the defense playing, you just have to see that they didn't I didn't pick Boateng, because I think they don't know and they don't look what's going on behind them, and it could be a killer Sunday during the Champions League. I think I like Hernandez. I like the type of defender he is, where he's a real defender, and when he does the function before going over the function, which is attacking, which most defenders do nowadays. And he will secure and cover also Alphonso Davies that I put on the left side. Why I took Hans-Dieter Flick? Because I think Hans-Dieter Flick completely changed the way that Bayern Munich was playing, the sharpness of the team, the confidence of the team. So it's absolutely fantastic. And Paris Saint-Germain, we still have question marks whether Tuchel is really the coach, if he decides really for in the dressing room who's going to play or not. And I don't think he sorted the problem between Neymar and Mbappe out, meaning their personality, asking them to defend. They will never defend. I don't know if they know, but they never even try to defend, which could be also crucial for next Sunday.
All right, Craig.
Seb, I got a question. Seb, I have a major question. If indeed Frank is saying that Hansi Flick is his manager of choice, then why is he not trusting the choice of Hansi Flick and playing David Alaba over Lucas Hernandez? Why are you starting or trying to have Lucas Hernandez start over Alaba when the manager that you have chosen as your best manager available chooses Alaba over the very player that you're trying to put in?
No, it's not because he's French. It's because he was injured. So it's why he lost his position. Of course, Alaba did the job. I think he recovers very well, but it's always at the limit. I don't know if against Neymar or Mbappe, he can sort out the problem with his this problem that he has to sort out the defensive and what's going on behind him. It's why I pick Hernandez. I think if Hernandez wouldn't have been injured, he would have been in this position. And maybe for Pavard the same instead of Boateng. I don't know. And it's not again because he's French. It's just because I think they're better. Alaba is a fantastic left back. He's a centre back because Davies is now on the left side. It's not about the quality of Alaba that I'm concerned about. It's more about what can you do against Mbappe and Neymar. And I think Lucas Hernandez is a better defender than Alaba. That's it.
Craig, nothing gets you going like a combined 11. What do you think of Frank's choices?
The only one I would change would be Alaba. But, you know, I can see where Frank's coming from, but he's been excellent. You know, there was a shout for Serge. I think there could have been a shout for Serge Gnabry. But then when you look at the other players in the forward position, and he's been absolutely terrific. But then so has Thomas Müller. We know the qualities of Neymar. We know what Mbappe's all about. So probably for that reason, you couldn't shoehorn Serge Gnabry in, because he's certainly done enough in terms of how he's played recently. I mean, in terms of how he's played, he's obviously ahead of Mbappe because he's been injured. But Mbappe, in terms of just pure raw talent, obviously gets in the side. So no, not too many issues. Just possibly the centre-half one.
Craig, one of the names...
Sebi, I just want to add something. Sorry, Sebi, I just want to add something. I didn't put Verratti because you know that I'm keen on Verratti, and I really hope that he's going to play the final. But in that team sheet that I put on, I couldn't put Verratti because otherwise not going to be enough real defenders in the midfield zone. It's what I put Goretzka instead of Verratti, because I think it's more balanced defensively, because I put four forward with Thomas Müller, Neymar, Mbappe and Lewandowski.
Frankie, you're taking this way too serious. I mean, honestly, mate, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nobody cares. I know. Producer won't even ask. The producer won't even ask me to do a combined 11 because I just say get stuff. Nobody cares, mate.
You say
don't worry
that to
about
most things, to be fair.
Oh my God, you're so harsh. You know, I worked so hard on that. You don't know if I don't have the money to buy all those players for next season. You don't know that.
You seem as if you've put a lot of time into this. You should just have thrown the names together and emailed it back and said, take that. Don't waste my time.
Okay. Okay.
Craig, Frank did mention Marco Verratti there facing a race to fitness ahead of the final. They managed the quarterfinal, most of the semifinal without him. How big a piece is he for Sunday if he can't go?
Well, actually, the midfield operated quite well in the semi-final, I have to say. Although, you know, it was against Leipzig, who are a good side, but not a huge hitter. Listen, we saw, I think it was Chelsea didn't risk N'Golo Kante towards the end of the season, purely on fitness. And this is a call that a coach has to make, because you can look relatively sharp in training, but it's a Champions League final. And if you're half a yard off the pace, getting to the ball, making decisions, that can cost you. So it is purely down to how match fit he's going to feel. But, you know, the Herrera, Paredes, Marquinhos actually operated not too bad. So it's not like he's got a major concern in there. He has got players that he can put in that can dig and do a job and work hard. So it's going to come down to the call of Thomas Tuchel. The interesting thing is, and you talked about Bayern Munich earlier, just gone back, changing things. All three teams that try to change things in the semi-finals or just before went out. You know, Man City tried to change and went back to a back three, went out. Barca went with two up front and went out. Leipzig changed their shape and went out. So I don't think we're going to see any of these coaches trying to do anything drastic to the lineups.
Frank, has that PSG midfield played well enough, in your opinion, that they don't need to risk Verratti?
Yeah, I agree, and I agree with what Craig said. If Verratti is not fit enough, he's not going to help the team. We saw Depay coming back from injury and not helping whatsoever. And I think Garcia made a stupid mistake. He should have put Dembele at front, especially after that he scored 2 goals in a quarterfinal. So yeah, if Verratti is not fit enough, not sharp enough, he shouldn't play. That's as simple as that. I think Paredes, Herrera, with Marquinhos are very balanced. They showed their strengths. So yeah, they should be lined up if Verratti is not strong enough.
Just quickly to jump in, Sebi, if you know, for people that follow this sport, go back to the Champions League final of last season for an injured player, and you know, Harry Kane is a bigger player for Spurs than Marco Verratti is for PSG. As good as Verratti is, there are others in there that can you know, do a job. He's obviously the main man, Harry Kane, for Spurs. And Pochettino made a big call. And it was clear, crystal clear from the time that Harry Kane had been out, he was never going to be match fit. And yet Pochettino tried to shoehorn them into this side. And it was blindingly obvious that Harry Kane was not up to speed. And we've got Marco Verratti here playing in the engine room in the middle of the park. And as Frank said, if he does play and he's not sharp, it will stick out like a sore thumb.
Very well, let's get some predictions for Sunday's match. Ale, I'll start with you.
Well, I'm going to go with the team that has been the most impressive and the most consistent and really the team that has been dominant, unbeaten in this competition. I'm going to go Bayern Munich and their high line to be able to withhold the runs in behind of Kylian Mbappe and the performances, individual performances of guys like Neymar. I think Bayern Munich is a team that right now is very solid in all facets of the game.
Frank, who are you going with?
Well, I will follow Ali. I said after the first half of the first leg, Bayern Munich played against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, that they were the favourites for me. And Craig reminds that a couple of times, reminded that a couple of times in the show. I'm not going to change my. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm not going to change my my opinion and my bet on Bayern Munich, even if they play against the French team. I wish Paris is going to win, but you have to ask me the question. I think Bayern is the favorite, so we say a 3-2 for Bayern.
Craig, Frank has known forever how good Bayern are. How long have you known how good they are?
Years.
He was just told.
Yeah, Frank. He did. No fairness, he did. He did say it. He was out there, bang, after that Chelsea game. But look, yeah, unlike some, Hansi Flick has a clear knowledge of this game and has done particularly well. I think it's going to be a great final. Actually, it's just a shame because the situation we're in with the pandemic, you know, we normally send some people over there as well. There would normally be 60 to 100,000 at a final, because I think it could be one of the best finals for a while. We're finally going to see, there's always some great players, but we're going to see Mbappe and Neymar and Lewandowski and the Müllers and all that, and some of these young guys as well. I mean, it is laden with talent. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be obviously broadcast around the world, but no fans there. And I'm going to go for a Bayern Munich win by 4-2 or thereabouts. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, lots of excitement. But I think, to be quite honest with you, Bayern have been a well-oiled machine since Hansi Flick come in. And I'm going to go for them just to edge it.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.